So we've all heard that going no contact is the best way to get an ex back, right? I've done several videos on that concept, and I do agree that in many cases, it is a great way to reattract an ex back to you after you've been dumped. But it doesn't always work. And there are actually some good alternatives, especially if you're finding that it's not working or if it just feels way too much to completely cut them out of your life. So let's get into the alternatives to the no contact rule that you might want to try instead. Hi, I'm Jeff Campbell from DivorcedParentsClub.com, and I'm glad you're here with me. So the first one, and this really applies if you displayed a lot of unattractive, damaging behavior when you were in a relationship with this person. If you did those things and said mean things, you were losing your shit all the time, and you were controlling or condescending or whatever it is, if you damaged the relationship in a significant way and that's why you got dumped, the first thing you need to do is recognize what you did. Then you need to really own that. You need to apologize for it one time. Don't apologize for the same thing over and over and over again. Words really ultimately are kind of meaningless, which is what I'm about to get into. But do apologize for it one time. Don't add any caveats or but. Don't say things like that. Own your behavior. You will never fully succeed in this world if you don't completely own your behavior, what Jocko Willink calls extreme ownership. Own what you did. Then figure out how to fix those things, whether that's therapy, meditation, doing something else that really allows you to reset your brain and lose those negative behavior patterns that you've got in you, either for this relationship, if you can get it back again, or for the next one. Either way, you need to lose that stuff and move on with your life in a new positive way. So you've got to figure out what those things are and how to fix them. But then, and this is my point, once you've gotten to that stage, once you've addressed those things and they are now no longer permeating your life, you need to show your ex that you have actually changed. Anyone can say anything. Words are kind of meaningless. It's actions that tell the person what the real story is. And they need to see that you have changed. They need to feel it. They need to believe it. It's not going to be a one-time thing. You can't just tell them, oh, well, I don't have a bad temper anymore. You can't do that. You've got to show them. And in the case of something like a bad temper, it's going to take repeatedly showing them over a period of time that this is actually something that I have fixed and addressed and is no longer an issue. And you can't do that, obviously, if you're going no contact. So with limited contact, and I'm going to get into that next, show them repeatedly over a period of time that the behavior issues that led to you getting dumped are no longer an issue. The next one is called limited contact, or maybe even intelligent contact, and it's an alternative to no contact. Because after all, with no contact, you literally cut off all contact with them whatsoever unless they reach out to you. So intelligent contact is, again, limited contact where you're showing them through your actions that you have changed your behavior. And you're reaching out to them a little bit, but not too much. And you're never bombarding them with contact. In other words, you're not sending them a text, they don't respond, so you send another one, they don't respond, so you send another one. You're not bombarding them like that. Texting or calling or contact is like a game of tennis. You got to hit it over the net and then wait for them to hit it back. And if they take 2 hours to respond to your text, then you take a little bit of time to respond to theirs. You never want to make them feel smothered, especially if they have what's called an avoidant attraction style. I have a lot of videos about that, so if you're not familiar with that concept, maybe check out this video right up here in the corner where I dive in deep on that, because there are some specific things that you will want to do and not do if they are indeed an avoidant attraction person. But limited contact allows them to see your change, your growth, and allows them to still feel a little bit of connection. Just don't pressure them. Don't be like, I desperately want you back. Don't be like that. Don't dump on them. Make it clear one time that you do indeed want to rekindle things, that you don't want to break up, that you do want to give it another shot. But don't tell them that every time. Don't make them feel smothered or pressured to we got to get back together again. Don't do that. Just be light, be playful, keep it fun, and then again, don't bombard them with contact if they're not bombarding you with contact. Real quick, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, hit that like button for me. It sends a great signal to YouTube. They're going to show my video to more people just like you, and it helps me grow my channel, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. The next one is to continue a tradition. Find something that meant something to the two of you. I'm going to give you an example. This did not actually work to rekindle anything with my now ex-wife, but we always had a tradition, since we have kids together, of getting together on Christmas Eve to wrap Christmas presents. And we would usually have a cocktail, we would usually have music on, the kids would already be in bed at that point, and we would have fun. We would stay up till midnight or 1 a.m. wrapping presents, and then afterwards we would probably have sex. And that was our tradition for many years, because our oldest kid is now 16. We still did that the first Christmas after I got dumped, technically before we were actually divorced. And we still continued that tradition that particular Christmas Eve, and we had a great time. We didn't actually have sex that night, but we did continue that tradition because we had years of that tradition connecting the two of us together. So if you can find something that the two of you used to do that means something, that has significance, see if you can't get together and do that. If you've got kids, there will naturally be easier ways of making that happen, but there might be other ways and other things that you can do even if you don't have kids together. So make a list of what some of those things might be, and then go about subtly seeing if you can make those things happen, because that tradition will rekindle those feelings, those fond memories, and that's what we want. We want them to build their attraction back for you. So getting together with you and remembering those things and rekindling those feelings of connection is a great way to slowly attract them back to you. The next one, and this is going to be a little bit different than the other things that I've covered, is to actually let them see you dating someone new, or maybe even be in a full-fledged relationship. I would caution you though, don't enter into a relationship if you still are hung up on your ex. That's really unfair to the other person. It's okay to casually date though, and if you're dating somebody and you're posting pictures on social media and you're still connected with your ex that way, or maybe you go out somewhere and you run into your ex and they see you with this other person, that's totally okay. I just wouldn't manipulate a third person if your intention is simply to get your ex back. That's really unfair, really not a good way to go. But it's totally fine if they see you out with someone new. That's naturally going to make them a little bit jealous, and especially if you're a guy and she's a girl, women will compete to get your attention and your love. And if she sees you out with somebody new, that is going to raise her attraction level for you and is going to make her want to compete on some level. Now, if there was a lot of damage and a lot of stuff that happened in the relationship that caused you to get dumped, it's going to take more than just one time out on the town running into her with your new woman before that happens. But it's okay to spur a little bit of competition. I just wouldn't do it in a manipulative way. But, you know, post pictures on social media if you're out having a good time with a woman on a date, as long as it's okay with that woman. Make sure you check that before you post things on social media. But it's okay for your ex to see that activity and know that you've moved on with your life. You're out there having fun. You're having a good time. It's okay for her to see that and know that, and that might raise her attraction level for you. Well, does he not miss me? Is he not hung up on me anymore? Like, what happened? Like, it's naturally going to raise her curiosity, and curiosity raises her attraction level for you, or his attraction level for you, and naturally is going to make them want to compete for your time and attention a little bit. Now, if you are going to go the no contact route, you'd rather go that route and see how things work. How long is too long to go no contact? How long should you do it, and when do you give up, and how do you know when to give up? And does giving up on the no contact rule do anything in terms of attracting your ex back to you? If that's the question you're asking and that's the boat you're in, I want you to watch this video right up here where I get into exactly how long to go with no contact and how to know when it's too long and what that does for your chances of rekindling things. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.